Yeah. We're live.
How you guys doing? How's everyone today? Are y'all doing wonderful? Excuse me.
Sorry, we're a few minutes late. We clearly
I'm
have not
sorry.
gotten back in the
We
groove.
are not a few minutes late. Robert is a few minutes late.
We haven't gotten back in the groove to our
Robert
live
has
at
not gotten
5.
back to the group.
But what is up, YouTube and Facebook? What is up, Instagram? We are back from Cali, California girl over here.
It's me.
She said she loved the California gas prices. Just
I feel
crazy.
so bad. Do I feel bad though? Because they could move.
They could move.
I was gonna say I feel bad for anyone who lives in California, but you guys could move technically. I have family there. That's why I went.
So
But if I had to pay those gas prices, I remember living there and the gas prices being crazy, but
yeah.
They're like out of control now. It's so nuts.
All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about meal prep. And the reason we're going to talk about meal prep, what's up, Keto Greg, is that we didn't really know what we were going to talk about today. We've been behind the 8 ball, so we just figured we'd talk about meal prep because everybody always asks us about meal prep. And then we're going to dive into other Q&As, questions that y'all may have. So the reason we're motivated to talk about meal prep is because we're trying to revamp our meal prep personally. Crystal made a video that went live on YouTube a couple weeks back about preparing large batch things like casseroles, stuff like that, and then
how to get the macros on that casserole dish.
Yeah, calculate macros per meal, like if you divvy that up throughout the course of a week, which I think is great information. I use My Macros Plus. Crystal uses My Macros Plus. There's a really nifty feature that it has where you can add a dish of things, like a bunch of things to create a dish, and then you basically just weigh that total amount. That's the macros for that dish. Then as you take something out, put it in a Tupperware, you weigh that, and then that basically is the the portion size. Basically, makes it super easy. But when it comes to what we're doing differently with our meal prep and macros, I made a post this morning about what my typical day of eating looks like now. Wake up, have 2 cups of coffee with my lovely wife, Crystal. Put 4 tablespoons of heavy cream in each of those. We don't really do all the crazy butter, ghee, MCT oil in our coffee. Just a simple heavy cream kind of.
If I'm gonna get my fat in, it's gonna be from a keto bread.
Yeah, and then a second meal. So Crystal and I are both trying to eat much earlier in the day. So we'll have that coffee typically at like 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, and then we've been training together at 11 a.m. So we'll typically have our first meal after we train. So
that's not true.
I'll typically have my first meal. When are you having your first meal?
I'd like to have around 9:30. That is totally up to Rigel.
Yeah, so she'll typically have it around 9:30.
Today I did not have it until after our workout.
I'm having mine at 11, but because I'm having mine at 11, that's like right after I finish the workout, or no, we're working out at 11. I'm having the podcast right after we train, so that's typically around like 12:30 is when I'm having my first meal. The thing about eating at 12:30 for me is that I'm about to do a bunch of podcasts.
Oh.
Listen to what I'm saying here. I may have messed it up. But we trained at 11. I trained fasted. And then that workout takes like an hour and a half. And then I try and eat shortly thereafter because after, like when 1 o'clock hits, I've got back-to-back calls, client calls, biz dev calls, podcasts. I don't really like eating right before a podcast, so I don't want to eat something that's very heavy, dense, and going to weigh me down. So what I've been doing for my first meal that's breaking my fast post-training is I'll have a keto brick and I'll have 2 cans of seafood. Basically, one is a can of smoked oysters, one is a can of either sardines or herring. That's my meal. That with the keto brick, good source of protein, good source of fat, boom, done, ready to go. And then we've both been eating our second and final meal earlier in the day.
My first meal. You guys want to know my stuff?
Yeah, what's your stuff?
Okay, so I have 2 cups of coffee in the morning with heavy cream. Then for my first meal, I will have eggs and yogurt. So the eggs might be cooked in some sort of fat. Day before yesterday, I had a little bacon in it just because we had some leftover from the weekend. But just mostly eggs and yogurt, honestly.
Eggs and yogurt mostly.
Yeah.
So my second and final meal, we're trying to. it's about to be hunt season, y'all. I got to make room in the freezer for deer that I'm hopefully going to be harvesting this year. So I've been trying to eat all the deer from last year up. We just got about not 500 pounds, a bunch of elk. Definitely not 500 pounds, probably like 100 pounds of elk. So I'm trying to eat a bunch of venison, a bunch of elk, and a bunch of cow from the cow that we butchered earlier this year. So like the past 3 days, what I've been having is osso buco that I made in the Instant Pot. I'll just take some vegetables, put that in the Instant Pot, saute that with some olive oil, and then I'll like braise the shanks from these deer that I've killed. Most people throw away the shanks because it's hard to eat. There's not really many ways to cook it. But if you make osso buco with it and you put it in an Instant Pot, all that collagen, gelatin, all that good stuff breaks down and makes this delicious tasting stew. That's what I've been having for my final meal. So that with all the olive oil and like just the connective tissue and whatnot, the protein's good, the fat source is good. That's been my main meal in the evening. And I'm eating that at around 5:30, and I'm going to bed at like 8:30, which sounds kind of embarrassing to say out loud. I'm going to bed at 8:30, y'all.
I am eating, well, the last couple of days, I am eating about 10 ounces of elk and venison mixed together, and then I'm just putting it over some lettuce, like some not romaine, but like spring salad mix or something. And then there's cheese, hard-boiled eggs chopped up in there, olives, dressing. You guys can see it. It's literally the last post on my Instagram or our Facebook page. So that's kind of what I've been doing.
A lot of people, I've been getting a lot of questions about this. They're always asking about how late you should eat before going to bed. Here's my take on eating before bed. I think it's kind of like alcohol. All right. So like if you drink a bunch of alcohol right before going to bed, you're going to pass out. It's going to seem like you're really easily able to fall asleep. And the same is true with food. So like even if you're following a ketogenic diet, this is especially true if you're eating carbs, but even if you're following a ketogenic diet, you have a big meal, especially if you're doing like OMAD or something like that, you typically have higher calorie meals and fewer meals with keto. You're going to have a big meal. You're still going to get some blood glucose response. You're still going to get some insulin response. That's all going to hit your stomach. You're going to feel a little bit heavier, not so much as if you're eating a bunch of carbs, but it's still going to have that same or similar reaction there. So you're going to feel more tired. You're likely going to fall asleep easier. Personally, I've noticed this if I eat right before going to bed. However, similar to alcohol, the quality of my sleep seems to be hindered. So even if I'm able to fall asleep quickly, the amount and quality of that sleep is hindered. The deep and REM sleep suffer. So by eating at 5:30, going to bed at 8:30, having at least, 3 hours? Yeah, 3 hours. That seems to work well for me. So yeah.
My last meal has been around 2 or 3, which actually has been pretty nice. Since I was pregnant, actually, I've been having like this want to fast, like do a 24-hour fast or something like that. And I just haven't because 1, I was pregnant, and then 2, I'm breastfeeding. So I really just don't want to like trial that and have some issues with my milk. So I just haven't. But I have noticed that the last several days of like keeping my meals from like 6 to 2 or 3, it's worked totally fine. I'm getting in plenty of calories and plenty of protein, plenty of fat, all that kind of stuff. And actually having my meals in a shorter period has made my carbs lower too. I also haven't had my raw milk this week, which has made me so sad, but I'm picking it up tomorrow. So that's also why my carbs are a little bit lower too. But yeah, I feel really good with this. We were eating before we left for our trip, we were eating way too late in the evening. Like
it wasn't by design. We just let the day get away from us.
Yeah, like Robert would come home, I would make him dinner, then he would hold Rigel while I started eating my dinner, and it was just a hot mess. So there was nights where I wasn't eating until like 9 p.m., which is terrible. Yeah. So
literally eating and then immediately going to sleep.
Yeah, awful. So
not good. So that probably didn't even cover meal prep.
Yeah, we should probably talk about meal prep today. So for us, for the last, I'd say like 4 months, 5 since he's born, honestly, I have been trying to eat out of the freezer. So anything that's stocked up, stored, like before I had him, I was going crazy buying a whole bunch of stuff, keeping the shelves stocked and the freezer stocked and all of that kind of stuff, because I thought when I'm newly having a brand new baby, I don't want to have to be going to the store all the time. I knew I wasn't going to have like a bunch of family visiting or anything like that. So I wanted to stock up and make sure I was like set. So we've been kind of just like eating out of the cabinet and out of the freezer for the last several months. And there's been times where it was like, this is almost embarrassing how empty our fridge is right now. Like if
all we
someone
have
were
in there is like I can literally count what all we have in the fridge with like 3 fingers.
Yeah. So if anyone came over, they would just think like, "Are you guys okay? Do you need food?" You know. But we were just like thawing what we needed, and then like maybe bringing out like a dressing or some cheese or something like that. But anyways, it works really well for us. I think a lot of people make things too difficult, and they're like, "I have to buy this and this and this and this, and I have to have 12 things on the table for all of my family." When really you can just eat what you have for so long. And
don't throw food away.
Yeah, we don't throw food away. If we do throw food out, it used to go to my dog. And now what do? Oh, we put it outside for the other animals to eat. Yeah. But we rarely have things to put out.
All right, let's dive into some of these questions, comments. Hello from Pensacola, Florida. What's up, David? How are you, man? Shelly says, hey, beautiful people. What's up, Shelly? Totally did a great job. What was a great job on that?
I'm not sure.
Did we do a great job or did you do a great job? If you did a great job, that's great, man. What a coincidence. I'm currently trying my first ever keto brick and I'm loving it. Well,
awesome. What one did you get?
Yeah, what flavor did you get? Meal prep for a family of 5. That sounds like a chore.
Well, honestly,
you can do it
not really. Well, I'm not going to say that because I don't have a family of 5. But I would say the best thing to do is like on Saturday or Sunday or whatever time you have, cook all your meat. So cook, shredded chicken in the Instant Pot. Cook some ground beef and cook some pulled pork or something like that. Cook like 2 or 3 meats that you can eat in different meals throughout the week. So I've done this with several of my clients. If you're gonna just cook ground beef, so you can have taco salad, you can have actual tacos, you can have burgers, you can have, what else can you make with the ground beef? You can put it in an omelet. You can
keto lasagna.
Yeah, keto lasagna, casseroles with that. So I really tried to like make things simple. Cook 2, maybe 3 types of meats. Have them in the fridge, already cooked and ready to go. And then you can add your toppings, mix it in with whatever you want. That's going to make it the easiest. And in my opinion, I realize some kids are picky, but in my opinion, kids should be eating the same thing that the adults are eating. If you're eating for your health, the kids should be eating for their health as well, or that's what you should be feeding them. So it shouldn't be a whole bunch of crazies like so-and-so's eating this, so-and-so's eating that. Just cook all the meats. And then if you guys want to add some veggies or sides, and do that as well. But you can grab a thing of lettuce, you can grab a thing of.
Why does she look so white in this video?
Yeah, there he is.
Where is the post? Did not see it. It was on my Instagram.
What post?
I think that's when I was doing the Instagram post. Yummy. Do you both share cooking duties pretty equally? No, I do most cooking for sure.
That is a lie, a humongous lie. I cook every meal other than if we have, no, I cook all the meat too. Only if we have something that goes on the grill, Robert cooks it.
Or the ossobuco.
Okay, you did that, yeah.
For the past 4 weeks, I have been eating my last meal of the day by 2 p.m. and my sleep has been much better and my morning blood sugar has been much lower.
That's awesome.
That's great for sure.
Can I get some of these over here? Stop that. Stop that.
Sure.
Okay. Surgery Tuesday for fractured wrist, plates and screws. Terrible. Oh no. Got a hello, hi, watching from California, Bay Area. Hey, that's where we just came from. Trevor.
What's up, T White?
I have not seen you or heard from you in a long time. Uh-oh.
We just lost our video, I think.
Did it die or something?
Yeah, I think the camera died. Not to worry, y'all. We're about to be back with a different camera.
This is on Facebook and YouTube.
Boom.
There we go. All right, just got home and got my buttered maple pecan bricks. I would like to say a special thanks to Ellen for hooking me up with a wristband.
Yeah, Ellen's the bomb diggity.
She is the bomb. I actually saw that order sitting on the top. It says add wristband to it.
Add wristband.
I have And I have an osabuku I forgot about in the freezer. I need to try that. It's really
delicious.
good. Going to bed at 8:30 is goals. That's what we think too, but
Well, I wake up at like 3, so I don't feel as guilty going to bed at 8:30. It's all relative.
Hi guys, I have a question about my son is on keto and is having high liver enzymes. Does that ever happen to you guys?
When was the last time I got a liver enzyme test?
I've never gotten a liver enzyme test, to be honest.
I don't. Yeah, I'd have to get some more recent lab work. I don't think I've ever had a high liver enzyme test. What are there's other markers good, like is less lipids, cholesterol, glucose? Like is everything else good? Just hide the high liver enzyme. That's the only panel that's out of whack.
Chili. That was another thing you can make with ground beef.
I think keto and eating for what is best for your personal schedule makes you have to rethink the family sitting around the table together trope.
Yeah, that definitely can be true. Robert and I decided that we wouldn't have dinner together because we want to eat sooner in the day, which also means that as Rigel is trying some new foods, Robert may not be home for that.
But we do have coffee together. I think having time with the family together is paramount.
It does not have to be with food, but a lot of people do like to do it with dinner because that's at the end of everyone's day. You have more to talk about, things like that. But we do have coffee every morning together, and we're making it a point to have tea together every night as well before we go to bed. Yeah. So I think just like having that time to sit to be together is really important.
Switch, great to see you guys. Great to see you too, Switch. Speaking of Switch, quick little announcement here. Switch is the Canadian-based grocery store that sells all kinds of amazing keto products, including the Keto Brick. And they are going to be launching their butter maple pecan that we shipped them earlier on Friday. I don't know the time.
They're launching this Friday.
Yeah, they're launching their butter maple pecan that they have in stock from us on Friday. So if you're in Canada, buy from them.
Yep.
Because you're going to get better shipping costs because they're obviously in Canada, so the shipping from them to you is going to be cheaper than us to you.
Share it with your Canadian friends, all of that stuff. They're going to be going. Oh wait, if you guys are still on here, tell us what time you guys are launching those on Friday, and we'll make sure that everyone here knows about it.
Yeah. I eat OMAD, bacon, butter, beef, and eggs. That's what it says, right?
BBBE.
Beef, butter, bacon, eggs. No later than 3 p.m. Yet I'm going to sleep about 3 a.m. That's pretty crazy. I seem to need 12 hours after eating to sleep at all. I just tasted the peanut butter cup, saving the rest for a BBB&E break.
Wow,
yes.
Is that because you work that? Yeah, that's so wild to me.
I have had high liver functions. Certain medications can elevate liver function. That is very true. Yeah. So maybe, I don't know if your son's taking any medication, but that could be a contributing variable to the higher liver enzymes.
The live is freezing on me. I don't see anyone else that's freezing on, so maybe it's just the service. Is LT is 97?
I don't ever. I feel always kind of like queasy giving recommendations based off of blood markers on Instagram Live because I'm not a doctor. I don't want to play on the internet.
Kim Howerton and Ken Berry. Gosh, I can't with my brain. Just came out with a book called. Shoot, we're the worst.
It's a blood panel book. It's all about blood panels.
All about blood panels, and they are the people.
Know your labs.
I can't remember. We're the worst. He's sitting on our kitchen table right now.
If you just search Ken Berry and Kim Howerton book, it'll pop up.
And
Common Sense Labs.
There we go. Common Sense Labs.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, thank you so much. Because those are the people you're gonna want to ask, the people who know what the heck they're talking about. So you can reference that as you're getting your panels and things like that done. So.
And Ken is a doctor.
Ken is a doctor. He's able to actually say these things with confirmation behind his name.
Yeah.
His cholesterol is high too. Yeah, I would definitely look at that book. And I think there's a lot that goes into looking at cholesterol.
Honestly, there's a lot of stuff that we don't even know about cholesterol.
Yeah, there is.
There's a lot of things there's a lot of conflicting research coming out right now. There's a lot of variables at play here. You've got the traditional dogma that's like do everything at all costs to lower total cholesterol, especially LDL. That may not be the case, but at the same time, you don't want to be like totally ignorant to the fact that having a history of familial hypercholesterolemia and having a total cholesterol of 600 plus probably isn't ideal long term either. So that there is likely a happy median in there.
Can you talk about the keto brick? Who should use it? How to incorporate it?
So it was originally developed for me during my 2017 competition prep as a way to hit my macro goals with a streamlined, nutrient-dense food source. Honestly, though, like I was doing that from a bodybuilding context, but a lot of people that are outside the bodybuilding space use them. There's people that are bodybuilders that use them. There's also people that are 93-year-old grandmas that take them to their great grandkids' soccer games, cut them up into little pieces and eat them because they have a hard time getting calories in. So it's pretty versatile. Depending on your goals, a lot of people will melt them down and put them into smaller serving sizes.
You put it into like a bark, like melt them down, put them into a bark. I just did something on the Keto Brick Instagram, and it was really delicious.
Yeah.
I mean, there's tons. We have different recipes online that you can use them for. Like we have like a mousse cake. We have like a mug cake. We have several different recipes that you can enjoy while using the Keto Brick. Or you can just eat it straight up. We just chow down on the thing.
Yeah.
You can eat the whole thing. You can eat a quarter of it. You can eat a half of it.
A lot of backpackers and campers and hunters and doomsday preppers use them because they are shelf-stable.
Mike McKnight is doing the 800 mile
FKT.
Yeah, FKT, which is like from all the way through Arizona. So from the bottom to the top or the top to the bottom, there's two of them doing it. Ben and Mike, they're both doing it. One is starting at one end and one is starting at the other end. He is more than halfway through, but he is also using the Keto Brick to fuel his run. So that's really cool. People are using it for endurance. They're using it for everyday life. Hairstylists who only have a little bit of time between each client, able to get in a lot more calories. Truck drivers, really everyone can use it. It just depends on like what your goals are, what your macros are, and things like that.
High cholesterol can go hand in hand with high liver function. Also check your gallbladder. That is what he's talking about. TM says that on YouTube. So definitely check his liver or his cholesterol function too.
I have a bad habit of going to bed at 10 or 11 and get up at 4:30, but I have stopped eating past 8 at least. Yeah, that's
not ideal.
Sometimes it's hard. I used to be a night owl. I used to be able to stay up all night and really enjoy staying up later. And then like getting up and like going into a coffee shop job or whatever. What are you doing?
You can do questions.
Yeah. Well, did you skip any?
No.
So definitely work on that sleep. If you're able to track your sleep at all, I think that is a huge thing. I didn't really focus on my sleep until I started tracking it I had a mat that I laid down on at first, and now I have the Oura Ring that I use to track it. Really helpful to know like how your body is responding to the amount of sleep that you're getting. The book hasn't released yet. It's still printing, but hope by the end of this month they will start shipping. How did we get it?
Maybe we got an early release.
Oh no, we got it at the conference.
Yeah.
So they must have printed out several and had them at the conference, but hopefully they'll be out soon.
Yeah.
My cholesterol is high. My cardiologist wants me to on plant-based diet. Not happening.
Yeah.
That is the wildest thing I've ever heard. That it does not cure all. I will just say that plant-based diet does not cure all. Not saying that it's bad for all people, but I will say that
Dr. Kittles, what's up, man?
Keto bricks are great for travel. That's true. Tanya, she's got it. She got the talk about it. I think
we're about to run out of Rigel.
He's gonna eat. Hi all. Thanks for inspiring. Thank you.
Brother.
That's it for that one.
All right. What's that one here?
Last
one.
We got. Oh nope.
That would be awesome.
This one.
Thanks for hosting a Q&A. Very appreciated. How do you like the ring? Have been considering a Phoenix watch. I like I got the Sapphire watch. I don't know which one this is. Maybe this is the Sapphire. I'm not sure. I got the Oura Ring too. I like having both. I think the Oura Ring's got better sleep data. I think the watch has got better. The watch tells me what time it is, and the ring doesn't do that. I do like the watch a lot.
I like the ring. I will say that this is the third one that I've had. I've had 2 of them have really bad battery issues, but I reached out both times, and they have sent me a brand new ring. They can actually like track and see what's going on, whether it's actually you lying or if it's actually an issue like with your type of ring. So I really like that. They've sent me, this is my second one that they've sent me for free because my battery has gone low. So I really love their customer service.
Yeah.
But the battery is the only thing that I would say is kind of stinky.
Mike's, yeah, it's one thing I like about the watch. The watch battery lasts for like 3 weeks, which is crazy. Would be awesome to have a keto brick that was made in sections like a Hershey bar where you could break off smaller parts. Yes, we have had that request. I've wanted to do that. I may do that at some point. It would just be a very expensive investment to get all of the molds. Like I have to get custom molds that would have that. And I wouldn't want to put that cost on the cost of the bricks. So I'm kind of like juggling that. Hey, yo, am I too late? Hungry Heath, what's up, brother?
Okay.
Never too late for you, man. All right, Rigel has had enough, y'all.
Yes, let's get to this last one. I did 95 days of DDDE and felt amazing. Started adding veggies and dairy, feeling sluggish, about to play with the lion diet next. Yeah, there is nothing wrong with just doing straight up carnivore and giving that a shot. It is truly one of the best elimination diets that there is. If you want to incorporate things back in, then do it. Like
Look at those lats.
raw milk or whatever. If you want to have veggies, then you can incorporate those back in. It's totally up to you as an individual, but I think that like starting off as just pure carnivore is a really great elimination diet. Loving the Faith Over Fear teas, and good night, LOL.
Right.
Good night, LOL.
Until next time, y'all. We'll be back next Wednesday. We're back in business on the lives. Thank y'all
We're
for.
gonna talk about next week.
I don't know. We'll think of something. Appreciate y'all. Much love, and talk to you soon. Live at 5 next Wednesday. Oh.
No. Oh, I have another thing to say. We're the worst. Okay, so
we got an apparel launch this weekend.
We have an apparel launch this weekend. That was not what I was going to say. We do have an apparel launch this weekend. So if you guys are wanting some new stuff, you're going to have to stay tuned. We got several different items ready for you guys. So we're super stoked about that. Thing number 2 is that
Crystal's taking on more clients.
That's another thing. I'm taking on more clients right now. So if people are interested in doing client stuff with me, crystal@ladysavage.com. Email me. The next thing, Jamie Seaman, Dr. Fit and Fabulous, is doing a Hard to Kill 365 sober. So she started on October 1st, and she actually just started a Facebook page for anyone who's joining with her.
I'm doing it.
We're doing it. I've been not having alcohol since about a month or 2 before I had got pregnant with Rigel. But this is a really great opportunity if you've been wanting to cut out alcohol, if you're nervous about the holidays kind of leading you astray, things like that. She is doing at least 1 year of being sober. And the Facebook page is going to be a really helpful tool for those who it might be a struggle for. And just accountability, or being able to talk about if you are truly addicted, or if just like you're going to an event and you want to know, what can I drink instead of having a drink with everyone else? What's going to be my best option? Things like that. So she just started the Facebook page today. Let me look at that real quick.
Today.
She started it today, and I told her that I would tell you guys on the live today. So it is under Hard to Kill 365 Sober on Facebook.
Boom.
So ask to join the group if you guys are really going to do the no alcohol. Even if you're not and you're just kind of wanting to see what everyone else is doing, or some alternatives, or you're wanting to talk about not drinking alcohol, then come on, join us.
I've been sober for 4 years. Yeah, that's what
awesome.
I'm talking about. Congrats.
Things like that. That's inspiring to other people.
Maybe next week you can talk about keeping keto during the holidays or seasonal affective disorder. That's a good topic. We can talk
Oh,
about that.
yeah.
All right,
That's a
y'all. We
really
got a
good one.
boogie. I can give you co-packets for molding your bars. Let's talk about it, man. Shoot me an email.
I don't drink much, but I'm probably gonna have some on a low carb cruise. We did that last year. We won't be doing it this next year because 1, I'll be breastfeeding, and 2, Robert will be in prep. So we won't be doing that, but it is a time that people typically enjoy some drinks.
What is the Facebook again?
It is hard to kill 365 sober.
Boom.
Boom. And if you guys can't find it, just message me and I'll try to send you the link. But I don't currently have the link. So if you actually can't find it, then just let me know and I'll try and send it to you.
All right, y'all. Much love. Thank you for tuning in. See you next live at 5 on Wednesday. Adios.
See ya.